So this is Vaibhav and you are watching the fifth lecture on the series Inverse T functions. Okay, so I hope you have attended the previous lecture. So let's start it. Firstly, let me just answer you the homework questions. Okay, so question was to find the principal values of these six functions and answer was also given to you. Please match up your answers. For the first one, it is minus pi by 6. For second one, it is 5 pi by 6. For the third one, it is pi by 6. For the fourth one, it is minus pi by 3. For fifth one, it is 3 pi by 4. And for the sixth one, it is 5 pi by 6. Okay. So I hope you all have done this very easily because just you need to follow the same 4 steps in each and every part. So this is the left out pair. Also I gave you the homework. So whichever would be the left out pair, you need to find this inverse trigonometric at some value. Could you find that? Okay, so let me tell you one. So basically, if you just find sec inverse of minus 2, then you would be getting the value 2 pi by 3. There may be some other inverse trigonometric function as well at which value you would be getting the 2 pi by 3, but this is just one. Okay, this is just one. This is not unique. There can be more such functions available. Okay, so I will not provide the explanation to these questions. In case you have any doubt in these questions, please do mention the comments so that I would then consider your particular question because these are very basic questions and I have provided enough explanation to these questions, these types of questions very much. Okay, so let's move to the second question. So you need to evaluate this value. I hope you have also done this question. Please check your answer. Okay, so answer is basically 0. Let me see how you get it. Firstly, we need to check whether these three are defined or not. So clearly root 3 is a real number. Minus 2 and 2 by root 3 lies in this interval, which is basically the domain for our sec function and our cosec function. So that means these three are defined. So first step is done. Now for the second step. Tan function is positive because it is positive root 3 and you know it's in first and third quadrant. Sec function is negative 2, so it's negative in the second and third, and cosec it's positive in the first and second. Okay, so let me just draw one by one. So suppose I am finding for the tan function first. So it's positive in the first and in the third quadrant, and the principal value is nothing but open interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, which is lies in the fourth or in the first. So common is the first quadrant, right? Now you know that in the first quadrant tan at pi by 3, that means tan 60 is nothing but sine 60 by cos 60, and which is nothing but root 3. So you get this value, and therefore in this expression you write in place of tan inverse 3 as pi by 3. Okay, now move to the second verse part. So for the second verse one, just look up here. So it's negative in the second and in the third quadrant, right? And principal value is this, you know that open 0 closed pi in excluding pi by 2, that is either in first or in second, but you can't include this pi by 2 value. So common region is second quadrant, and you know in the second quadrant sec at 2 pi by 3 is minus 2. Just now already I told you and you have done this already. So just replace the minus sec inverse minus 2 by minus 2 pi by 3. Okay. Now coming to the final one for the cosec one. So cosec is positive in the first and second quadrant. So angle lies either in first or in second. And you know the principal value is nothing but the same as sine, just excluding 0. That means either fourth quadrant or the first, excluding the 0. So common region is first quadrant. And you know that cosec at pi by 3 same at or at 60 degree, its value is 2 by root 3, which is nothing but 1 upon sine 60. So in place of cosec inverse 2 by root 3, we write pi by 3. Now pi by 3 plus pi by 3 is 2 pi by 3, and 2 pi by 3 minus 2 pi by 3 is 0. That's the answer. Okay. So you see how easy was the question, and these types of questions comes in your board exams. Very easy questions in case you do it these questions properly. Okay. Let's now move to the some practice questions. So you need to find the principal values of sine inverse of minus 1 by root. These are the practice questions for your practice only. You have already done these types of questions. So do these questions. So I hope you have done. Let me tell you them. Okay. So 4 steps by these 4 regions. First step. In the short I am written this, you need to elaborate this in your answer sheet in the examination. Okay. So first, minus 1 by root 2 belongs to the closed interval minus 1 comma 1, right? Because numerator is less than denominator, so it would lie in this interval. So that means sine inverse minus 1 by root 2 is defined. Second step, it is negative, so sine is negative in the third and the fourth quadrant. Let me draw the quadrant. So in the third and the fourth quadrant, sine is negative. Okay. Now third step, principal value. For the arc sine function, it is closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. That means either in fourth or in the first. So common quadrant is fourth. So in the fourth quadrant, that is sine at minus pi by 4 is minus 1 by root 2. So thus sine inverse minus 1 by root 2 is minus pi by 4. This is the answer. Okay. I hope you have done. Let's move to the next. Okay. Now find the value of cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Try this question. Okay. Let me tell you again. The same step you need to perform. So root 3 by 2 belongs to the closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Why? Because here also the numerator is less than denominator. I told you 1.3 is nothing but root 3 is nothing but 1.7, and 1.7 is less than 2, so it would lie in this interval. So that means cos inverse root 3 by 2 is different. Now cosine function is positive in the first and the fourth quadrant, and principal value lies in closed interval 0 comma pi. So common quadrant is first. Very easy. So cos at pi by 6 or 30 degrees root 3 by 2, which is your answer. Okay. Very simple. Let's move to the next. Do this question. Tan inverse of minus root 3. Try it. Its answer is this. Firstly, minus root 3 belongs to R. Belongs to R means is a real number, which is the domain for inverse tan function. Okay, in the examination you need to write this step. You can't just say it belongs to R, so we are done. No, you just need to show why if it belongs to R, then why we are saying it is defined. Because you say we are saying it is defined because domain for inverse tan function is nothing but all real numbers. Okay. Now the second step. So tan function is negative in the second and the fourth quadrant. So in the second and in the fourth. Okay. Now principal value. So for arc tan function, principal value is open interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, which is first and the third quadrant. So common quadrant is fourth. And in the fourth quadrant, which angle has the value minus root 3? Minus pi by 3. As I say, find the angle in the first, negate in the fourth. You get the angle. Okay, so it's minus root 3, it's minus pi by 3, which is your answer. So again an easy one. Let's move to the next. Okay, now you have to find the value of cot inverse minus 1. Okay, do this question. This is the solution. Minus 1 belongs to R means minus 1 is a real number, which is the domain for inverse cot function. Okay, so cot inverse minus 1 is defined. First step is done. Now, second step, cotangent function is negative in second and fourth quadrant. Third step, principal value of R cot function lies in open interval 0, comma. The common region is second quadrant. Okay, and given that cot at 3 pi by 4 is minus 1. Okay, because cot at pi by 4 would be 1 in the first quadrant. 2 pi by 4 would be nothing but pi by 2. And 3 pi by 4 would be here, which is nothing but minus 1. Okay, so your answer is 3 pi by 4, which lies in the second quadrant. Done? Okay, let's move further. Now you need to find the value of sec inverse of 2 by root 3. Do this question. This is the solution. Again, now clearly remember the domain. So 2 by root 3 belongs to open minus infinity close minus 1 union 1 comma infinity. Now here numerator is greater than denominator. So this value will be greater than 1. So it will lie in this 1 comma infinity. So that means second was 2 by root 3 is defined. So for the second step, secant function is positive in first and fourth quadrant. Clear? And principal value lies in closed open 0, closed pi and neglecting pi by 2. So that means either in first or in second. Common quadrant is first. And you know that in the first quadrant, sec at pi by 6 or sec 30 is 1 upon cos 30 is nothing but 2 by root 3, which is your answer. Okay. Now, in this same question, if I just write like this, that find the value of sec inverse of root 3 by 2, then what would be your answer? Think before you answer. I hope you guess it right. Then your answer would be not defined. Why? Because root 3 is nothing but 1.7. So whenever the numerator is strictly less than denominator, so then the answer would lie in minus 1 comma 1. That is in this interval. That means it is strictly less than 1. And which would not lie in this region, which is the domain for arcsec function. So that means it is not defined, which is the answer. So before you answer, just think carefully whether it belongs to the domain or not. Many times students get confused in such type of problem solving. They know the procedure full steps, but they don't know whether this belongs to not. So just do these things very carefully. Okay? Okay. Next, you need to find the value of sec inverse of minus 2. Do this question. Let me tell you the answer then. Okay. Again the same. Minus 2 belongs to the open minus infinity closed one union 1 comma infinity. That means it is defined. Okay, because 2 minus 2 lies in this region. Now it is negative. So secant function is negative in which quadrant? Second and third. Okay. And principal value of arcsec function lies in open 0 closed pi excluding pi by 2. So common quadrant is second. And you know Second 2 pi by 3 is minus 2. You have already done this question many times. The answer. Again in the same question, if I just do like this, sec inverse minus half, so then the answer would be not defined, because minus half is strictly less than 1 and greater than minus 1, which would not lie in this domain, so it would be not defined. Okay? Okay. Now let's move to the properties of the inverse t function, which is a new one topic and basically very important because many times the questions comes from this part as well. Okay? So first property is given by the first theorem, which is called the self-adjusting property, which is nothing but this. This is the first part I am telling you. So it is telling you sine inverse of sine theta is nothing but theta for all theta belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. And second thing, sine of sine inverse x equals to x for all x in the closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so this is very important property. So whenever you have the sine inverse outside and sine of some angle inside, then you will directly write that as theta. You will not compute that value. Otherwise, if you have to find, what you will do, you first compute the value of sine at that angle, then you would do the inverse kind of thing as we done up till now. But now you need not to do this kind of thing. You just need to say whether that theta belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, which is nothing but the what, domain for inverse sine function. So if that theta lies in that quadrant, so then directly sine inverse of sine theta is theta. Similarly, if you have sine inverse inside and sine outside for some x, then that would also be x for x in the closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so now let me tell you how these are, and this is basically the range for arc sine function, right? If you could remember. Now here we are first computing sine inverse of x. Okay, so this is basically what thing would it be? It would be the domain, sorry, not the range, it would be the domain for inverse sine function, and that is this only, you know that, and then it would be x. But here you are first using sine of theta, that means the domain for sine function is nothing but this interval, and whose value is nothing but the domain for inverse sine function, which is theta. Okay, so whenever this type of question comes, compute sine inverse of sine of this angle or sine of sine inverse of this angle, so you just need to check whether that belongs to this region or not. If it is if sine inverse is outside, you need to check whether the inside sine is belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 closed or not. And if sine inverse is inside, then it must belong to the closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay. Okay, so here I have added a proof of this. How you prove it? Well, basically this is not needed for you. Okay, so not included in the syllabus. If you want to leave this proof, you can totally leave this, but I thought it would be better if you just look at it once. It would not harm you anyway. So in a very short note, I'm just telling you the proof. So first thing, let theta belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 to comma pi by 2. I am assuming this, and also I am taking that sine of theta is equal to x. I have to prove this, how sine inverse of sine theta equals to x for this theta, this one. Now if sine theta equals to x, then theta can be written as sine inverse x, right? Basically the simple definition for inverse t function, and that is equal to sine inverse. Now in place of x, I write sine theta because sine theta is x. So basically theta equals to sine inverse of sine theta, which is this for this theta. So hence proved for the first one. Clear? Now look at for this one. So let theta belongs to the same domain and x belongs to the closed minus 1 comma 1. This one. and also let again that sine of theta is x. So then theta would be sine inverse x. Now what you do? Now you can write x equals to sine theta. That is equal to sine of. In place of theta, now you write sine inverse x from this. Theta is sine inverse x. So that means sine of sine inverse x is x, which is the second one. So in this way you can say both properties are proved. Or you can write hence proved at the last step. So in this way this is proved. Well, basically this is not needed, but in case you want to know, I just told you, not needed NN. But you must remember this property because this is very much needed and very much helpful in the questions, because these types of questions also comes in the exam. So let me tell you this property, self-adjusting property for others inverse trigonometric functions as well, which is drawn in this table basically. Remember this table. This table is also very much important, and it is also not very difficult to remember this table if you have learned the table for the principal values. This is exactly the same. What you just need to do, whenever sine inverse is outside and sine is inside, so you will consider the theta. Okay, now sine inverse of sine theta equals to theta for this theta only, not for any other theta. Okay, so what you will do, these theta are basically nothing but the range or the principal values for the inverse trigonometric functions. You remember, for the sine function, arc sine function, we have this. For arc cos, we have close 0 pi by 2. For arc tan, we have open minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, and for arc cosec, we have this minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, not 0. Just two difference over here only. First one, in the cot case, we do not include 0. That is the first thing. Second thing, for the sec, here we include 0. Rest is the same, 0 comma pi by 2 not equal to pi by 0 comma pi not equal to pi by 2. Rest is the same. Just two difference. You need to just remember these two difference. 0 is not included in cot inverse and 0 is included in sec. This is just the difference. Now coming to this part. Whenever sine inverse or any inverse trigonometric function is inside, like in these all cases, then you will just write the domain for inverse trigonometric function. Minus 1, 1, minus 1, 1. All real numbers, minus infinity, minus 1, union 1 infinity, minus infinity, minus 1, union 1 infinity. Okay, now what is this basically? Let me also tell you. This is nothing but r minus minus 1, means the whole real line. So this is the whole real line, and this is minus 1, and suppose this is 1. So I am saying over here, your domain is from minus infinity to minus 1 and from 1 to infinity. Or you can write like whole real line, which is nothing but r minus, that is you just subtract this open interval. That means subtract these points between this. So just subtract this, you will also get the same result. Either you can write this union this, or you can write whole real line minus this, the middle one part. Okay, so this column is very easy. Just you need to write whenever any inverse trigonometric function is inside, that is valid only for the domain only, for that inverse trigonometric function. If it is outside, then you have to write for the range only of that. And there are two difference. In the cot 0 is not included, in the sec 0 is included. Just these two difference, nothing else. Okay, so I have told you how to remember this table very easily. It's not very difficult to remember this table if you have learned the principal values table, because this is very much essential for your upcoming questions. Okay, please do revise this question, and also I have told you that whenever these types of tables comes, do make this table on a A4 size sheet and paste it on your wall, so that whenever you just study, you just go through it once. Okay, Let's move ahead then. Now an important caution again. The restrictions against each formula are extremely important. The restrictions given here. That means it is given na, that sine inverse of sine theta equals to theta for all theta in this closed minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. So this can be written like this as well. That sine inverse sine theta is not equal to theta for theta does not belong to this. So if theta does not lie in this interval, then this is not equal. Right? Similarly for the tan as well. And similarly for rest others etc. I have not written all, but this is true for all. Restrictions are very very important. You can't say for any arbitrary interval that this property holds. So let me just show you how. So suppose cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6 is not equal to 7 pi by 6. Although both are same, but these are not equal. Why? Because basically for the cos to be equal, the angle, that means the theta, should be from 0 to pi. You remember? Because that is basically the range for our cos function. But 7 pi by 6 does not lie in this interval. So that's why they are not equal. But let me show you how. Suppose I just compute this cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6. So leave cos inverse as it is. Now cos 7 pi by 6 can be written as cos 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6. Right? You can write like that. Now you know that what is cos 2 theta minus 2 pi minus theta? It lies in the fourth quadrant. 2 pi minus theta lies in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant cos is positive. In the fourth quadrant cos is positive. So it would be just cos of theta. So cos inverse of cos 5 pi by cos of 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6 nothing but cos 5 pi by 6. Okay. Now 5 pi by 6 basically lies in this interval 0 comma pi. So then by the property I can write cos inverse of cos 5 pi by 6 is 5 pi by 6 since it lies in this interval. So thus this value is not equal to 7 pi by 6 because 5 pi by 6 is not equal to 7 pi by 6. And also you can say because 7 pi by 6 does not lie in this interval. Okay. So just importantly note these restrictions are very very important. You can't say for any values of theta or any values of x. So remember the table with their restrictions in order to get the answer. So let's see some examples then. So you need to evaluate the following. Sine inverse of sine pi by 3. Now clearly pi by 3 lies in the closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, which is required for this property to hold. So that means sine inverse of sine pi by 3 is pi by 3 only. Right? Very easy question. Directly they can be asking you to find its value. Let's move to the next. What is the value of cos inverse of cos 2 pi by 3? Try it. Don't say it's 2 pi by 3. Or you can say it. Because basically 2 pi by 3 lies in the second quadrant. And which basically means it lies in the closed interval 0 comma pi. And this according to that property, self-adjusting property, cos inverse of cos 2 pi by 3 would be 2 pi by 3 only. Right? So just look how the question would be easy then. If you don't know that property, what you would do? You would first find the value of cos of 2 pi by 3. Then you will find the cos inverse of that angle and then you will write. Okay. But remember the restriction when this property can be applied. This is important. If it does not lie in this, then we'll convert it in a way so that it belongs to this and then apply this property. Okay. Now suppose you have to find the value of tan inverse of tan pi by 10. What it would be? Again pi by 10. Because the domain would be minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 for self-adjusting property to hold. and pi by 10 basically belongs to this only, right? You could either compare that basically pi is nothing but, now in degrees you can find very easily. So it is basically 180 degree by 10, which is not 8, which is nothing but 18 degree, and 18 degree belongs to this. So that means tan inverse of 10 pi by 10 is pi by 10 only. Okay. So these are the super easy questions that I just told you directly. And actually, I tell you, these types of questions do not come directly. They do not ask. They ask you in a some round way, like this, suppose. So you need to find the value of sine inverse of sine 5 pi by 6. How to do this? How do you do this? Let me tell you now. So we'll proceed in a similar way as we did in that 7 pi by 6 example for the cos. Okay. So we'll try to convert in some way. So firstly we will say that 5 pi by 6 does not belong to the closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Okay. So we directly can't say that its value is 5 pi by 6 because that would be wrong. So what to do then? So we rewrite this sine 5 pi by 6. We consider this inner one, not full, just inner one, sine 5 pi by 6. Now sine of 5 pi by 6 can be written like sine of pi minus pi by 6. I can do it. I can totally do this, which is nothing but sine pi minus theta. And you know from your earlier lectures of trigonometrics that sine of pi minus theta is nothing but sine of theta, which is sine pi by 6. And now pi by 6 belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. So sine inverse sine pi 5 pi by 6 can be written like sine inverse the same. In place of sine pi by 6 I can write sine pi by 6. And now I can use the self-adjusting properties to say that its answer is pi by 6. Because pi by 6 lies in this quadrant, in this interval. And so its answer is pi by 6. So you see how we use that property in case if it did not belong to that region, in that interval. So we convert it in a way. You can also convert it in some other way, but please try to understand, don't put any minus sign over here so that it would create a complexity. Just your main motive is to find an angle, convert it in such way so that the angle you would be getting would lie in the particular interval in order to satisfy the self-adjusting property. Okay, let's see one more example. Suppose you need to find the value of cos inverse of cos of 9 pi by 8. Now clearly you can say that 9 pi by 8 does not belong to the closed interval 0 comma pi. You know that. So again proceeding the same. 9 pi by 8 does not lie in the closed interval 0 comma pi. So we rewrite cos 9 pi by 8 as cos of 2 pi minus 7 pi by 8. You can do that. And you know cos 2 pi minus theta is cos theta. Because cos of 2 pi minus theta is nothing but lying in the fourth quadrant. And in fourth quadrant cos is positive. So it would be cos 7 pi by 8. Okay. And now 7 pi by 8 belongs to this 0 comma pi. So cos inverse cos 9 pi by 8 can be written cos inverse. And in place of cos 9 pi by 8 I write cos 7 pi by 8. Which is by self-adjusting property I write as 7 pi by 8 only. And that is the answer. Because 7 pi by 8 belongs to the closed interval 0 comma pi. So that's why you are getting the answer 7 pi by 8, not as 9 pi by 8. Never, never ever write the answer as 9 pi by 8. Okay? Don't think that the answer would be 9 pi by 8 only. This would not matter. No. Restrictions are extremely important as I told you. Just first check whether it belongs to that interval or not. Then convert it or rewrite it. And then find the angle. And again check whether it belongs to that or not. And then find the answer. Okay, so let's end this session again with again some homework questions. So you need to evaluate the following: tan inverse tan 5 pi by 4, sin inverse sin 2 pi by 3, sec inverse sec 7 pi by 6, tan inverse tan 3 pi by 4, and cos inverse cos 680 degree. This is basically degree over here. Okay. Again, the answers are given to you. So you have 5 questions and 7 answers. What you need to do? Just match the pairs again. The same thing you need to perform again. You need to match again which answer you are getting the same answer. Okay, very easy question. And just neglect the rest to whichever you are getting among these 7 pairs. Try to do the questions. Okay, and we'll meet in the next lecture. Don't forget how to do these types of questions. I have already told you. If they are directly satisfying the self-adjusting property, directly you will write the answer. If not, then try to convert it in some way so that it belongs to that interval. Okay, so let's end this session. If you find this video helpful, do like this video, share this video, and subscribe the channel for all the notifications and updates about the new videos that you will get. And again I am telling you, from the next week there will be 2 videos coming up from the channel. One is in Hindi and another is in English, so that you can understand the lecture in any language whichever being preferred to you. Okay, just manage for this time, and the old lectures which I have uploaded in this week as well will also be coming in the Hindi as well. Okay, and don't forget, the quiz would be on either Saturday or on Sunday, so start preparing for that. And I hope you are clear from today's lecture. In case you have any doubt, please mention the comment section. For also any suggestions, please mention the comment section. Please and please subscribe this channel. Very important note. Because I am seeing that many of you are just watching the videos and not subscribing the channel, not liking this video, not sharing this video. Why? This type of behavior is not good for your future only. So please do like this video. Very important. So let me end this session now. Thank you.